Vanilla is often mistaken for something basic, ordinary, common. You walk into a cafe, order something plain, and the default choice is vanilla. Yet the real vanilla fruit has historically been one of the rarest agricultural treasures ever produced. Vanilla is not simply a flavor, it is literally the matured and cured pod of a climbing orchid known as Vanilla planifolia. Before we dive into modern ice cream cups and perfume factories, let's rewind to its true beginning. Vanilla was first cultivated by the Totonac people near the Gulf of Mexico. Long before Europeans even had sugar plantations, the Totonacs already classified vanilla as a sacred agricultural blessing. The fruit wasn't eaten fresh, it was cured, fermented, dried, and transformed into aromatic dark pods. Flavor does not come from the raw fruit, it emerges through biochemical processes that unlock compounds like vanillin. Without curing, vanilla is nothing more than a mildly fragrant green pod. The Aztecs later adopted vanilla through conquest. They elevated its usage into royal beverages, especially chocolate-based drinks prepared for nobility. Cocoa and vanilla were not random additions, they symbolized fertility, abundance, and dominion. Imagine luxury where flavor itself becomes a political emblem. Then colonial Europe arrived. When Hernán Cortés returned from Mesoamerica, he brought cocoa and vanilla seeds. But Europeans realized something unsettling: vanilla orchids refused to produce pods outside the native ecosystem. The flowers bloom for a single day. Pollinators, specifically a regional bee species, existed only in Central America. As a result, Europe and Asia could grow vines, but never fruit. Vanilla, therefore, became a botanical currency. Kingdoms wanted it, no one could produce it. Then history shifted. In 1841, a 12-year-old enslaved boy named Edmund Albius, living on Reunion Island, developed a method of hand pollination. With a simple gesture, separating reproductive organs inside the orchid flower using a thin stick, he unlocked global vanilla farming. The world of culinary flavor literally changed because of one child. Post-pollination, vanilla pods grow long, slender, scentless. Their aroma awakens only after months of sun-drying and fermentation. Chemical complexity forms slowly: vanillin, heliotropin, phenolic derivatives. This is not convenience farming, it is botanical patience. When Madagascar adopted vanilla, the world found its capital. Today, about 70% of commercial vanilla comes from Madagascar and the surrounding Indian Ocean region. Yet the irony remains: vanilla retains scarcity. A failed rainy season can cause global vanilla prices to spike like gold. Now, let's examine why. Vanilla fruit production is labor-intensive. Orchids bloom only once a year. Every single flower must be pollinated by hand. Picture thousands of flowers, thousands of human-performed gestures, and each one determining whether a pod will exist. No machines, no shortcuts, just handcraft. Flavor science is equally poetic. Vanilla pods develop over 250 aromatic molecules. Vanillin alone does not represent vanilla. Imitation extracts usually isolate this one compound. True vanilla expresses depth, earthiness, floral undertones, a warmth that feels nostalgic but sophisticated. Let's move to cultural perception. Vanilla ironically became a metaphor for plain. But historically, vanilla was luxury. Perfume designers used vanilla not as sweetness but as body, an anchor giving depth to floral notes. Monarchs and aristocrats demanded vanilla-infused beverages and pastries centuries before common citizens tasted them. Vanilla also defined modern pastry culture. Crème brûlée, custard, sponge cakes, all are held together by vanilla's ability to harmonize flavors. Vanilla does not overshadow, it softens bitterness, elevates sweetness, stabilizes aroma profiles. Meanwhile, in pharmacology, vanillin was studied as an antioxidant, mood-soothing compound and potential neuroprotective agent. No major miracle claim exists, but its biochemical sensitivity aligns with relaxation rituals associated with its aroma. Vanilla today is at the edge of agricultural resilience. Climate shifts threaten production. Farmers deal with theft, storms, disease sensitivity. Imagine an agricultural crop valuable enough that plantations hire guards. Yet, despite its rarity, vanilla remains deeply democratic. One pod can flavor an entire dessert. One tiny aromatic strip infuses milk, sugar, butter, and cream. Its economy resembles saffron, small in volume, huge in influence. When you next taste vanilla ice cream, remember it is not basic. You're tasting a fruit that required pollination by human hands, months of curing, and centuries of cultural journey. Vanilla is not modest, it is mastery disguised as simplicity. And that simplicity moved civilizations.